your boy, the Meister, here to review all of the Avengers movies, all of the MCU movies. It is time. But yeah, without further ado, welcome to the exciting Tatermeister YouTube channel. And it is now the 11th anniversary of Iron Man. And with that, it's time to rank all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Once again, this time with all 22 of the Infinity Saga, including Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and of course, Avengers Endgame. So, let's get on with it. Coming in at number 22 is Iron Man 3. Now, yeah, just to let you know right off the bat, I moved some stuff around a bit, so because of the new movies that came out. But yeah, Iron Man 3, I've never been a big fan of. I mean, after watching Avengers Endgame, I feel like this movie's complete filler. I mean, there is one thing they reference in Endgame, but that was it. I don't know, and that was at the end of the movie, so I don't really count that. This movie pretty much feels like you could skip it all together and you still can know what's going on. I mean, because Age of Ultron pretty much just, you know, canceled out this movie that it even happened. So I'm like, what was the point of this? And Shane Black isn't that great of a director anyway. The only movie I really like from him is Nice Guys. The one he did, the other one he did, Robert Downey, was okay. But Iron Man 3 is hilariously bad and Predator's just bad. So I don't think, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Iron Man sequels, as you're about to find out. Number 21 is Iron Man 2 is number 21. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these Iron Man sequels at all. But I give Iron Man 2 this. It has a rewatchability factor to it, and it is an important movie. It's not filler like Iron Man 3 is. It feels like it's important to the story. But it still has some filler elements in it because they don't really reference this movie that much. I don't like Whiplash's character in this movie. Like, I love him in the comics, but in this movie, it's like they made him to be this not-so-important villain, and I really got pissed, because he wasn't in the movie that much, and it pissed me off. I mean, I love the actor, but he just wasn't in it that much. It just pissed me off, but I don't know. And then there wasn't much action into like the first one was. It just was a downgrade from the first one. And I like Black Widow. They introduced some cool characters, like Nick Fury was in this one, and Black Widow was in this one. So we had some. It does have some rewatchability factor to it. It does feel like a necessary non-filler movie, but there were some elements of it that just pissed me off, and that's why it's so on the list. So let's go on to number 20. Coming in at number 20 is Thor: The Dark World. Thor: The Dark World. Thor: The Dark World. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of people say this is the worst MCU movie, which I can kind of get why they say that, but I don't know. It's really not that bad. I like some of the stuff in it. It's an okay, good movie. I think it's pretty good. But does it have flaws? Yes, it clearly does. It kind of gets boring at points. The villain Malekith is not that memorable, but I do like Malekith. Just sucks that he's never returned since then, but I guess he died. He's definitely not a memorable villain, like some of the other villains are. The plot's kind of hard to follow sometimes, but if you're a big Loki fan, it's definitely the movie for you. Loki really is awesome in this movie. This is definitely I think this is a more Loki-centered movie for sure. Same with Thor Ragnarok, actually. Thor Ragnarok has a lot of Loki, too, but, let's be honest, Loki's in all the Thor movies, so whatever, but, Thor: Dark World is a great movie, and I don't get it. It's not like Iron Man 3. It has a lot of important stuff in it. This is a very important MCU movie. Lots of things happen in this movie that's important to the franchise. Like the Aether is introduced. Loki takes control of Asgard, which is kind of nullified in the next movie. But there's a lot of stuff that happens, and I don't think and Thor's mom dies is another thing. Yeah, there's a lot of important stuff that happened in this movie. So I think it's a really good movie. It has some really cool moments, but it does have its flaws. So let's move on to all the movies after this are really good movies. So let's move on to the next one. Coming in at 19 is The Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk. So yeah, this is a very controversial MCU film. There's a lot of people that love it, and there's a lot of people that don't like it or hate it. But I'm more of the love it categories. I remember watching this the first time in theaters, and being blown away. I was one of the lucky ones that got to see this in theaters, and boy, it was great. I've seen every MCU movie. I think this was the first MCU movie I saw in theaters, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Did I see Iron Man in theaters? I don't remember. If I did, I might have seen Iron Man in theaters. I don't remember, but I definitely remember this, and this was something else. This is the best Hulk movie to date. None of the cartoon movies have topped it. Not the Ang Lee one, which sucks. The Ang Lee one's terrible. But this is the best Hulk movie. I love every moment of this. It was intense. Had a great story. Edward Norton was awesome. It's sad that he got replaced by Mark Ruffalo, but oh well. I like Mark Ruffalo a lot. I think he's awesome, but this was just a great movie beginning to end. I don't care what anybody says. I love this movie. It's just there's a lot of MCU movies that are better than it. It still doesn't mean this movie's bad. This movie's great, but there's just a lot more MCU movies that I like more. And this movie is definitely important to the MCU. This establishes Hulk's character, and it's a great movie. Very awesome MCU movie. I love it. I love the Abomination Hulk fight is the best part, for sure. That makes up for any flaw this movie had. It was the bomb. That fight was the bomb. So let's move on to number 18. Coming in number 18 is Thor. So yeah, Thor is quite a movie. Let me tell you. I love this movie a lot. It's not as rewatchable as some other movies in the MCU, but it has its great things about it. I mean, it's a very emotionally driven story. Kenneth Branagh is a great director. It's sad he never directed another MCU movie after this, but I'm kind of glad because this was so unique. Thor was unlike any MCU movie that came before. This was in space. It had like Thor, the god of thunder. Well, he's not a god in this movie, but you know what I mean. He's Asgardians. The Asgardians are cosmic beings from another dimension or whatever. They come to Earth, and it's a crazy movie. It's just great. It's out of this world. I mean, it was something the MCU never had before. It's like, wow, Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because the first three MCU movies were Iron Man, Hulk, and Iron Man 2. And all of a sudden, Thor shows up. I was like, whoa, what's going on? It's just something out of this world. So, I love this movie. I watched it many times, and I could probably watch it again. So, let's go on to number 17. 17 is Captain Marvel. Oh my gosh. I just made that into a meme, but yeah. Captain Marvel is a really good movie. I don't care what people say. Now, you're probably going to be like, Tate, you're putting this above Thor? What? What's wrong with you? Well, it's just mainly because of Goose the Cat. Goose the Cat is the main reason this movie's so awesome. He stole the show. And Goose the Cat is better than all the Thor scenes, okay? I could watch Goose the Cat kick butt all day, every day. He's the best part of this movie. And Captain Marvel herself is actually pretty cool. She's actually way better in Avengers Endgame, honestly. But this Avengers Endgame actually makes me like this movie even more. And I like this movie. It's really good. Some people are like, oh, it has too many feminist messages in it. Well, it really doesn't have that many. I mean, if you want to... I mean, really, are you going to say every female superhero is going to be a feminist? Like, bro, I don't think that's the case. But this is a really good movie. Yeah, it's Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel! What more do I need to say? So let's move on to number 16. Coming in at number 16 is Avengers: Age of Ultron. Yeah, if you guys remember, this used to be on the bottom of the list. This used to be on the bottom all the time. This used to be my least favorite MCU movie. You're probably wondering, Tate, what? You're putting it higher now? You actually like it now? Yeah, I do. This movie is now... It came out in 2015, right? Yeah. So this movie's like 4 years old now. And I don't know. You know, I kind of like it a lot more now. Because Endgame actually made me make it... Before, this movie felt like filler to me. There was a lot of reasons I didn't like this movie. One, because I didn't like Quicksilver's death. I didn't like how they portrayed Ultron. James Spader did a good job. I just didn't like the character. They changed too many things from the comics. The trailers made it look like it was going to be dark, and it wasn't. But, you know, it's kind of grown on me now. You know, Endgame made me realize, you know, Tate, I need to lighten up. This still is the worst Avengers movie. I'm still not going to say this is great, but it has its awesome things about it. And because of Endgame, I actually like this movie a lot now. It's grown on me. And, you know, why not? You know, Age of Ultron has its awesome moments. I can't deny. It just has some things that gripe me about it. But, you know, Endgame made me realize the Avengers are the Avengers. And, yeah. This movie's actually good now because of Endgame. I really like this movie a lot. I think it's great. But Still doesn't mean it's amazing. Still doesn't mean it's the best Avengers movie. It's still the worst, but, you know. I gotta give it props. Joss Whedon, I wish he did a better job, though. They definitely should have got a different director for this to make it darker. Because the trailers made it look like they're all gonna get, like, wrecked by Ultron, but it was actually the other way around. They whipped Ultron. Ultron was not a threat. That was my main problem, but I still like this movie now. It's cool. So let's move on to number 15. We got the smallest Avenger here, Ant-Man, at number 15. Yes. I think Ant-Man's great. Who doesn't think Ant-Man's great, right? Everybody loves him. I mean, right? Right? I guess the people in Endgame don't, but whatever. Ant-Man is definitely, I think, one of the funniest MCU movies, and one of the coolest. Ant-Man's powers in general are just cool. When I found out they were going to do the Scott Lang version of the character, I was like, well, that could be cool. I mean, and it was cool. I like Scott Lang actually better than Hank Pym now because of these movies. Scott is great. Paul Rudd does a great job. The director, Peyton Reed, does a great job directing these movies. I guess you can feel Peyton Reed, the director. He just kills it in these movies. I mean, bro, Ant-Man and the Wasp are really great movies. Granted, there's still better Marvel films than those, but, you know, you just gotta love them, right? You just gotta love them. But anyway, let's move on to number 14, shall we? Guardians of the Galaxy. Hey, hooked on a feeling. Ba, ba, da, ba. I'm high and believe. Yeah, who doesn't like Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Now, some people say this is the best MCU film ever, and I'm kind of like, okay, I wouldn't push it that far. But it is an awesome movie. I've rewatched this about 4 times. Who doesn't like Guardians of the Galaxy? I don't know anybody that doesn't like it. I mean, even people that don't like superheroes like Guardians of the Galaxy. Because technically they're not superheroes. So, I mean, yeah. Who doesn't like them? They're great. They're freaking great. Anyway. I mean, Chris Pratt is the main standout role for me. I love all the cast, though. Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, and Bradley Cooper. They all killed it. Even Merle from Walking Dead. Mike Rooker? Yeah, Michael Rooker. They all were great. Everybody was great. I just prefer the second movie a lot more. This is still a great movie, but the sequel is something else. I'll get to that in a bit. But Guardians of the Galaxy is still an awesome movie. Now, Zach Pope, I don't know why you keep saying this is the best MCU movie. I think you're kind of silly for saying that. Why do people say this is the best one? I don't get it. I still love it a lot. I give it probably an 8 or 9, but, you know, I love it still. So let's move on to number, what number are we at? 13? Yeah, let's move on to number 13. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ciao, baby! Wow! Oh my gosh. This was such a fun time in the theater. We kind of needed this after Infinity War, though. This was the movie after Infinity War, and thank God, because I needed a break after that emotional train wreck of a movie. That was that last movie before. But anyway, I'm talking about Infinity War, I'm talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, Ant-Man and the Wasp was a great time. It was an awesome sequel. I like it more than the first one, mainly because of the villain. The villain was better. Scott Lang, Hank Pym's wife, was in it. You had Wasp in it, which I wanted for years. I wanted Wasp to be in a movie, and boy, she kicked butt. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Heck yeah, this is a comic book movie's dream. This was great. If you love Ant-Man comics, this is the movie for you. This was perfection, honestly. And I love the first movie, but this one just is better. I'm sorry. Hate me if you will. Ant-Man and the Wasp is kick-ass, emotional, great story, even funnier than the first one. It's just great. Who doesn't love it? So let's move on to number 12. Number 12 is Thor Ragnarok. So yeah, Thor Ragnarok is the third and, well, apparently not final, but it's the third movie in the Thor series. Yeah. So yeah, most people can agree this is the best movie in the Thor series so far. This is great. Apparently they're making Thor 4, which I don't know how they're going to top this one, but this has the most rewatchability. This has so much rewatchability factor to it. It's great. Fortunately, I've not rewatched it yet, but I'm going to. The only downside is Infinity War pretty much, you know, what Endgame did to Iron Man 3, this pretty much Infinity War did to Thor Ragnarok, I feel like. Like, bro. I mean, Infinity War just pretty much retconned everything that happened in Thor Ragnarok, and that's what, I guess, pissed me off about Infinity War, and that's why it's not as high as it could have been. It's still pretty high up there, but Infinity War definitely pissed me off because of that reason, but Thor Ragnarok was still a great movie, and it's not a complete filler movie. There's some great rewatchability factor to it. It's hilarious. Taika Waititi did a great job. It's comic book movie's dream. It's comic book fans' dream to watch this movie. It was great. Everything was great. It was funny. The only downside is some of the, they made it look like it was going to be, not that, I don't know what to say. It was supposed to be a more serious movie, but instead they made it funny, which I'm not complaining about, but hey, whatever. Let's move on to number 11. Captain America, the First Avenger, at number 11. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this is a universally loved movie. In fact, all the Captain America movies are universally loved movies. Let's be real. I mean, come on. How can you look at this and not love it? I'm just kidding. But seriously, Captain America First Avenger is an awesome start to an awesome trilogy. And I love it. What do I have to say? I've watched this movie so many times. In fact, I think I've watched this more than Winter Soldier and Civil War. Yeah, actually I have. This is the most... I haven't watched Winter Soldier and Civil War that much, but I watched this a lot, for sure. This was such a big deal coming out because Captain America is the first Avenger. He was the first big MCU hero in the comic history. So to see him get a movie like this was pretty amazing. There was a Captain America movie before this, but we don't talk about that. This is the real first Captain America movie. And it was great. Like, bro, it was great. I don't know what else to say. Just watch it. You'll know what I'm talking about. Let's go on to number 10. Dun, 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 dun. I am Iron Man. At number 10. Dun, 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 dun. Iron Man. I am Iron Man. Number 10. Yes, the one that started it all. Iron Man. Oh, yeah. This movie is 11 years old today. And, boy, does it hold up. It is the most universally loved superhero movie of all time, is Iron Man. There is not a single person I know that does not like that movie. Even more loved than The Dark Knight at this point. Iron Man stands the test of time. Freaking great. You could take any scene out of Iron Man and just be like, wow, this is great. From the villain played by Jeff Bridges, Ironmonger, to Terrence Howard, he even though he wasn't in the rest of the movies, but Gwyneth Paltrow, and of course, last but not least, Robert Downey Jr. The greatest actor in the history of the world. Well, maybe not, but greatest. He's a legend. And man, I don't know. It's just, I can go on a whole day about Iron Man, but I'm not going to. Man, it's hard to believe how far we've come since that movie. I'm probably going to rewatch it again today, honestly. I think I've rewatched Iron Man more than any other MCU movie, and that's saying a lot. And I mean, I've watched the Avengers a lot too, but man, I probably watched Iron Man more, because I think this is the first movie I ever saw. And I didn't even know there was an after credit scene when I saw this, but man, flipping great. Who doesn't love it? It's the most universally loved superhero movie in the world. So let's move on to number 9. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Ah, yeah. The most loved. You know, this movie's kind of getting overrated a little bit because everybody seems to say this is the best Marvel movie ever made, which I think that's kind of ridiculous, bro. But I still love it. Look, I can't deny this movie is amazing. I can't deny it. But to say it's the best is kind of silly. Okay, I don't know. This movie's becoming a meme at this point. Like, when you look up best thing ever in the dictionary, when you look up I don't know. I'm just saying, this movie's a meme at this point. Captain America: The Winter Soldier is kind of a meme movie, but it's also an amazing movie. I mean, I think it is better than Iron Man simply for the fact that this had more twists in it than any other MCU movie. This was twisted every turn. I give it that. This movie had more twists in it than any Marvel movie today. It was crazy. Like, you find out that S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra. You find out Bucky is still alive and he's the Winter Soldier, and it's crazy. And you find out, and there's so many great fight scenes. Captain America's, he's just kicking ass in this movie. By the way, this is the Russo brothers' first movie in the MCU. And man, it's hard to believe how far they've come. The Russo brothers really are the best MCU directors. They truly are. And I kind of hope they don't come back, because the 4 movies they made are utter perfection, and I really hope they don't come back. Let's move on to number 8. Spider-Man Homecoming. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this was my dream Spider-Man film right here. Comic book dream come to life. pretty much every movie up to this point is a comic book dream come to life. Yeah. I honestly was so impressed by this movie. And I love the original Sam Raimi trilogy. I kind of like the Amazing Spider-Man movies a lot, especially the first one. That's all a special place in my heart, because Amazing Spider-Man was the first Spider-Man movie I ever got to see in the theater. So, Amazing Spider-Man 2 was good, just not, I guess not as good, although it has some better things about it. But this one is the best live-action Spider-Man movie. Not the best Spider-Man movie, because Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse blew this shit out of the water, but this is definitely the best live-action one, in my opinion, because it captured Spider-Man perfectly. Vulture was awesome, and not as awesome as maybe Spider-Man 2's villain, Dr. Octopus. But Michael Keaton killed it as the Vulture. He was great. Everything about this movie was great, from the comedy to the writing to the story to everything was great. It has so much rewatchability factor to it, and I just love it. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's been my favorite for a while. Although I don't even know who's my favorite for anymore after watching Avengers Endgame. I don't even know who's my favorite anymore, but to be honest, I still love Spider-Man a lot. So let's move on to number 7. Coming in at number 7 is Doctor Strange. Yeah, for a while, Doctor Strange actually was a little higher, but it's kind of gone down the list a little bit because of Endgame. But Endgame is still, I don't know. Look, Doctor Strange is still an awesome movie. I love this movie to pieces. Rewatchability, it's great. Seeing this movie come to life by Scott Derrickson was something of a treat. When I first announced Doctor Strange, I didn't know how they were going to pull it off. I'm like, are you serious? You're going to make a Doctor Strange movie? Good luck. But man, they pulled it off masterfully. I was impressed. Bro. The MCU just continues to impress me. I was like, wow. Doctor Strange is freaking amazing. I didn't think they could top this one. I changed my opinion a little bit, but man, Doctor Strange is still a fantastic movie. I love it to pieces. But there's still 6 movies I think are just a little bit better. Actually, some of them are a lot better. But Doctor Strange is still amazing. So I'd probably give it a 9 or 9.1 around there. So let's move on to number 6. Captain America, Civil War. Yes, the epic finale to the Captain America trilogy. Oh boy. You know, this movie has really grown over me over the past few years. Man. I even say Doctor Strange it's better than Doctor Strange now. Man. Bro. Endgame just made all the Avengers type movies way better, and this just, wow. The only gripe I really had with this movie is it didn't follow the comics 100% correctly, but I didn't even care because this movie was so well done. The Russo brothers' epic sequel to Winter Soldier was something of a treat, man. I was like, wow. So the Russo brothers just got better each movie. I was just like, what the heck? I don't know how they do it. Like, if they make another movie, Endgame is their peak, though. I don't think they'll top that one, but bro, this was something else. This was something else. I was like, wow. Unbelievable, Russo brothers. The airport fight scene to the final fight scene with Captain America and Iron Man and Winter Soldier to the other fight scenes to the, oh my gosh, the writing, the character development, the new characters we got. This is one of the most important films in this series. You have to watch this movie before you go see Endgame or Infinity War. This is the most important non-filler movies. This is so important. You have to watch it. It's so big. It's so massive. You have to watch it. But anyway, there's 5 movies. We're going into the top 5 now. And each of the top 5 are so special to me, they're going to get some video clips. So, what is number 5? I'll let you know.
You were made to be ruled. In the end, it will be every man for himself. What do we do? We get ready. There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people. So when we needed them, they could fight the battles that we never could. Gentlemen, what are you prepared to do?
man in a suit of armor. Take that away. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
If we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn sure we'll avenge it.
The Avengers. Booyah. Man. Classic. I don't know. You know, I remember in 2011, I watched all the MCU movies up to that point, and I was like, man, when they announced the Avengers movie, when the trailer came out, the world went nuts. I went nuts. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? The Avengers movie? Are you serious right now? Oh my gosh. And it still holds up, man. I watched this movie so many flipping times. It is one of the best superhero movies ever made. Josh Whedon's best movie. I mean, he hasn't topped it since. I don't know, man. Bro, the Avengers is clearly one of the most epic things to ever happen in recent history. It was just like, but since then we've gotten 4 movies that are better, but man, I still think it's quite an accomplishment to cinema. To bring that to life was something of a comic book dream. It was something else. I was so amazed by it. I don't even know how to rate it. I'd probably give it a 9.4, 9.5. But there is 4 movies I think are better. And what are those? Well, I'm about to show you. Now, granted, these are just my opinions. You may not agree with them. But number 4 is...
Hope you're ready. It'll be here any minute. Is that a rifle?
You don't know what a rifle looks like?
It's just swords were your thing and guns were mine. But I guess we're both doing guns now. I just didn't know that.
Well, that's intense.
I see it within you. Fear, jealousy, betrayal. It is our duty to cleanse the universe of this weakness.
You know, they told me you people were conceited douchebags, but that isn't true at all. Dude! I'm using my wrong eye.
Drew, put your seatbelt on!
So we're saving the galaxy again?
Yep.
Awesome! We're really gonna be able to jack up our pricing for 2-time galaxy savers.
Sometimes the thing you're searching for your whole life is right there by your side all along.
You're right, Village.
All you do is yell at each other. You are not friends.
No, we're family.
Except maybe her.
After all these years, I've found you.
And who the hell are you?
I'm your dad, Peter.
Enough said. I don't know. I don't get why people don't say this is a master. Oh, God. I don't know. Bro. I mean, wow. What a sequel. I'm impressed by that movie so much. It is still, in my opinion, the greatest superhero sequel ever created, bro. I love it so flippin' much. It's damn amazing. James Gunn, you are a freaking legend. How are you doing this? Oh my gosh, like, bro. And I love the first Guardians. Guardians 2 is on some other shit. This was great. 100% great. Bro. From Yondu to Mantis to each character getting their own arc in the movie. This was everything I wanted from a comic book Guardians movie. This, for the people that weren't pleased with the first one, you will be pleased with this one. Bro, I was one of those people. I'm like, man, Guardians was great, but I kind of wanted some more shit, bro. This gave me more shit. I was like, bro, hell yes, this is amazing. Where was this in the first one? Honestly. I know, this is controversial opinion. I like Guardians 2 way more than the first one. Whatever. You don't have to agree with me. It's just my opinion. But, bro, this movie touched me. It was the first MCU movie that got me to cry. And, bro, it is a special place in my heart. I love Guardians 2, Guardians Volume 2 so much. It is fantastic as fuck. Bro, the music, everything. Special effects, story, twist. It was all over the place. Man, I don't know. But there's 3 movies that are better. You're probably wondering, if you haven't figured them out yet, yes, there's 3 movies that are better. So, number 3 is...
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles.
That they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face.
Avengers Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War is quite a movie. Now, I have gripes with it. I didn't like that they kill Loki. I didn't like the fact that they nullified everything that happened in Thor Ragnarok. And I certainly didn't like how it ended. That ending messed me up for a while. But as far as villains go, this was the best villain movie so far we've ever gotten. Thanos was awesome in this movie. 100%. Josh Brolin as Thanos was awesome in this movie. He made up for everything. They hyped up Thanos for all these movies, and man, did he pay out. This was quite a movie. Granted, there's 2 movies I like a little more, but this still is a fantastic film. With lots of build-up, with lots of characters that Russo brothers had to juggle. Quite an accomplishing feat. But man, what a crazy-ass twist ending that was. Nobody thought that was going to happen, actually. Even I didn't think so, and I read the comics. I didn't think they were going to go that route. I really didn't think so, but shit, they went the dark route. I was impressed. Wow. I didn't think you'd go that route, MCU. Okay, cool. But that's what made the next movie I'm going to talk about soon way better. But anyway, let's go on to number 2, because what hasn't been said about Infinity War that I could say? Honestly, it's a fantastic movie. Let's go on to number 2.
There is a time when you must choose. Between the
I've seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this. How much more are you hiding?
Hold up. Let's go.
We are home. My son, it is your time.
Show me my respect and bow down.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be. Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
The revolution will not be televised.
Show me my respect and bow down. We own now. We own now. We only getting started now. Cause we own now. Everybody think they know me now. Cause we own now. You and I'm on. Cause we own now.
I waited my entire life for this. The world's gonna start over. I'm gonna burn it all.
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. What's going on forever? The revolution will not be televised.
Let's have some fun.
The revolution will be live.
Black Panther. Shing! Boy, I actually have this movie, but I'm not gonna go grab it out. Yeah. Black Panther. I know! Wait a minute. Tate, that means there's only one movie that could be the #1 spot. You moved it down? What could it be? You already probably know what it is, but... Bro, Black Panther's still my favorite movie of 2018. I mean, geez. You know, the MCU just continues to impress me. Ryan Coogler just keeps getting better each movie. And, man, Black Panther was awesome as hell. From emotional standpoint, to the writing standpoint, to the character standpoint, to the fight standpoint, to the... I mean, what standpoints are... I don't know. I've already talked about this movie multiple times on my channel. I mean, really. I didn't think it could be beat. I really... Well, then again, it's the next movie I'm about to talk about. Most people can agree. It's pretty damn crazy. But, you know what? Without further ado, you already talked about Black Panther. Let's give the movie its respects it deserves. The #1 MCU movie. My favorite MCU movie. The greatest superhero movie ever made in the history of the world is...
It's an old-fashioned notion.
I'm visionary. I'm genius. Ensuring freedom around the globe.
A symbol to the nation. A hero to the world.
A beacon of hope, shining out across the stars.
I look around at us. You know what I see?
A bunch of a-holes.
Possibility. You think you know how the world works?
The world is changing.
We need heroes.
Our very strength invites challenge. Challenge incites conflict.
beautiful because it lasts.
We're in the end game now.
Before we're done, we still have one promise to keep. If we can't protect the Earth, you can be damn sure we'll avenge it. Whatever it takes.
It's been a long journey. Part of the journey is the end. Bruh. I'm sorry, I'm just... That trailer got me emotional. Wow, Avengers Endgame is something of a fucking miracle. I don't know. It's something I can't even describe to you in words. I don't know. It's a masterpiece. It truly is. First superhero movie I can say that about. I mean, wow. Just a perfect way to end that series. It was utterly perfection. Utter perfection. I couldn't think of any better way. They just did everything I wanted and more. It was something of quite magnitude. And I really wanted to beat Avatar because, man, I cried multiple times. I get emotional just thinking about the movie. It's just something of a goddamn masterpiece. I can't even... Sorry about my language, but I don't know. What am I supposed to say about it? What am I supposed to say? I don't even know, man. 22 movies, and that was one hell of a way to end it all, man. I was so fucking blown away by everything that the Russo brothers did for that movie. The Russo brothers really gave it their all. Infinity War was great, but they took Infinity War and took it to new heights. It was some fucking other shit. I don't know. Man. Maybe you won't agree with me. Maybe you think there's better MCU movies. But for me, gosh darn. I was so... It just shot me through the brain. It shot me through the heart. It shot me through everything. Endgame was the masterpiece we've all wanted. So thank you all for watching. And happy 11 years to the MCU. Thank you. Tatum Meister signing out.